In the SICHAH, the Rebbe now extends his thesis regarding Rashi's commentary to Vayikra 14:2 to explain a commentary made by Rashi to a statement made in the Gemara regarding this topic, the TAHARA process of one afflicted with tzara'at. Recapping for a moment the Rebbe's reading of this commentary of Rashi to Vayikra 14:2, that on account of the dual meaning that can be attributed to the word Yom within the Pshuta Shel Mikra, the phrase Bayom Taharato would be inadequate in of itself to provide a basis for the halacha that the Tahara cannot take place at night. That halacha requires the four introductory words Zot Tihiyeh Torat Hamatzorah, words of limitation, that would provide the context for a limited and literal definition for the Yom as the period of daylight hours. But first, a short digression into the topic of tzara'at as presented in the Chumash. There are two components relating to one who has been afflicted with tzara'at and his or her return back into the mainstream of society. Stage one, following the determination of a Kohen that the individual has been healed from the physical symptoms of the tzara'at, is the Tahara process. 7 days later, on day 8 and onwards, the individual is offered various options depending on one's ability to pay for the cost of the korban. There is the offering of a sacrifice that completes the entire episode. The 7 parts of the Tahara process begins with a Kohen who verifies that the lesions that led to the individual becoming a tzara'at have been healed. And this initiates the Tahara process. The individual is to collect a number of items: 2 live kosher birds, a piece of cedar wood, the amount not specified by the text, some crimson wool, and the 4th item, a bunch of hyssop grass. One of the 2 living birds is shechted, not necessarily by the Kohen. The Kohen gathers the live bird along with the cedar wood, the crimson wool, hyssop branch, and v'taval otam vet hatzipor hachaya bedam hatzipor hashchuta, dipping the entire package into the blood of the dead bird. The Kohen then takes the bundle and sprinkles the individual who has recently recovered from the tzara'at with the blood of the dead bird, a series of 7 sprinkles. Following this, v'shilach et hatzipor hachaya, the live bird, is then set free. If one has difficulty with the concept of a korban in general, this procedure would certainly pose a challenge to the thinking individual. All hair is then removed from the individual, from the head, from the body, from the torso, and finally the individual is permitted to re-enter the camp and return to his or her family. The Tahara process comes to a conclusion when 7 days later the individual immerses him or herself in a mikvah and is now ready to begin stage 2, the korban component of one who had been afflicted with the tzara'at.